Fog Dog. There was fog. There was a dog. Most strange of all, there was a girl. They walked together through a dimly lit forest.
Night, how can you talk?
Night glanced over at the girl, her face scrunched with curiosity, before looking forward. Magic. The girl's eyes widened.
Wow. What kind of magic?
Well, the kind of magic that makes dogs talk, Lucy.
Oh, okay.
The two continued their stroll through the forest.
Did a witch cast a spell on you?
No, Lucy.
Was it a wizard?
No one cast a spell on me. All dogs here have the power to speak. We think it has something to do with the fog, which we think has something to do with magic. That's all we know.
Oh, it would have been cool if it was a witch.
Knight smiled. He was glad to have Lucy by his side. Her innocence made the fog seem less ominous, like her smile alone was pushing the fog away. Knight's smile faded. That wasn't true. If anything, the fog had only seemed to grow thicker as the weeks had passed, his last companion having been lost in it. No, consumed by it. Knight shook his head. He wouldn't let that happen to Lucy, no matter what.
Are you okay, Night?
Knight snapped his head towards Lucy. She looked at him with concern. Knight hesitated, then spoke. Sorry. I was merely thinking of our destination. We shouldn't be much further. You might even get to see some of my friends if we're lucky. The concern on Lucy's face had instantly vanished, replaced with a bright, beaming smile.
More dogs? Yay, I can't wait. I hope there are puppies. Puppies are so cute. Will there be wolves like you there too?
Knight paused, then laughed. Of course you would think he was a wolf. I'm not a wolf, Lucy. I'm what's called a Siberian husky. Lucy put her hands to her face, her smile replaced with a look of excitement.
I've heard of those before. I've seen them on my phone. They're the dogs that run in the snow in those sled races, right? They're amazing. That means you're amazing, Night.
Knight laughed again. Well, I'm glad you think so, Lucy, but I've never pulled a sled in my life. My job is to make sure you get out of here safely, remember? Lucy lowered her hands to her sides.
I know. I hope that's soon. My mom promised to make me spaghetti for dinner. It's my favorite. And my dad said he would help me with my art project, too. I hope they...
Lucy's eyes began to water.
I hope they...
Lucy slowly began to cry as her knees gently wobbled. Knight immediately went to her side before she could fall. He gently lowered her to the forest floor. Lucy hugged Knight, crying softly into his back. Knight sat still, letting her cry. He felt a sting in his heart as she wept. She had been like this after their first meeting, when he had told her of the fog. She was devastated. He couldn't blame her, nor anyone else that was unlucky enough to find themselves trapped here. In all his travels and all his companions, he had only ever heard rumors of a select few escaping from the fog, from dogs long since missing themselves.
Night.
Lucy had stopped crying, now gently resting against Knight's fur.
What if I never see them again?
Knight looked forward into the fog, its gray visage looking back. Knight felt a swell of determination rise from within him. Lucy Hart? Upon hearing her full name, Lucy gently lifted herself up, looking at Knight. Knight stood from the floor, before turning his head to face Lucy. He looked directly into her eyes, still lightly filled with tears. With all the power he could muster, he spoke. You will see your parents again. I promise. Lucy's eyes widened. Knight never broke his contact with Lucy. He wanted her to believe in his words, believe that they would succeed, together. Lucy looked down towards the floor, before wiping her eyes with the sleeve of her jacket. Once done, she took a small breath, before looking at Knight once more. While slightly red from the tears, Knight could see the spark of happiness return to her eyes. Knight smiled, and Lucy smiled back.
Thank you, Night. That was really sweet.
You're welcome, Lucy. Knight positioned himself at Lucy's side once again. Now then, I believe we have some friends of mine to meet, and now that I think about it, there might be some puppies. Lucy smiled. End.